Hello everyone, welcome to Kickoff video for homework 3. So for starting on homework 3, we'll go to the course website, head over to the course schedule, and then go to homework 3 link. Again, as we did with earlier homeworks, we'll go to the template and try to create our own repository out here. Create a new repository, HW3, and go ahead and create a repository. So once this repository is created, we are going to copy the link and clone it to our device. CD documents, git clone. Great. Now let's go to the folder and open the Visual Studio Code. So we have the same set of structure out here, but there's a bit of difference here that this time it only has the front end, not the Cloudflare configurations, as well as the Firebase configurations inside this. So we have firebase.ts to set up the Firebase for you. Then we have the pages as we had earlier, app.tsx, auth context for Firebase to use, and bunch of other files for Firebase to work. So now we are just going to go here and install the npm packages. To make sure that the Firebase tool command lines work for you, you also need to have Java installed in your device. So make sure that you have Java. I have already installed Java on my device, so Firebase tool should work fine here, and I shouldn't face any problems. So now you can see all the errors have gone away, and we have to first set up the environment as well as firebase.rc.example. So what we need to do is we need to first make this rename, make it .env file so that it doesn't get committed to our Git. It doesn't .git ignore. You can see out here .env. So that is why we need to make it .env. Make sure that you do not commit your API keys and your Firebase related keys into your GitHub. So that is why we have .env file, and we also put it in .gitignore. So now to set up the Firebase, we'll go over to the Firebase console, firebase.google.com. Now here you need to go to console and then create a new Firebase project. So I'm going to give it name HW3. It's going to be home W3. Okay. You have to disable Gemini in Firebase, continue, disable the Google Analytics, and create a project for yourself. Once Firebase goes ahead and creates a new project for you, then we are going to go ahead and copy whatever the environment keys it gives us. Continue. So this is how your console is going to look for your whatever project you start on the Firebase. So now what I'm going to do is here, add app, and here you need to click on the web. Now you can give it name, whatever name you want to, homework 3. Do not set up Firebase hosting, register app. It's going to go ahead and set up. So these are all the API keys it generates for you. I'm just going to simply copy them, head over to my Visual Studio Code and paste them. Also, one thing, the project ID that you have, you also need to copy and paste it here in your .firebase.rc.example and rename it to .firebase.rc. So now everything is set, and you can see there, this is the Firebase initialization that we have, and it'll just import everything from meta.environment and just copy paste here for your app to initialize as it was told on the Firebase console. Great. So we have something to build on top of right now. So now let's get started with our project. So to start our server, we need to do the same npm run dev. Just let me check the package.json, the script. Yeah, so what it does is that in this project, npm run dev simultaneously starts the web as well as the emulators required for this, the Firestore as well as the auth. So we are going to go ahead and start our emulators. So we can see that the Firestore emulators as well as got started, and our localhost 5173 for our dev server got started. So we can go ahead and open our localhost. Okay, so we land on some sign-in page here, and we can try to sign in. New Gmail I have, but no, sign in not implemented. Like everything is broken. Let's just go and try to sign up. New and Gmail. So sign up also is not implemented. So what we need to do here is that we need to implement these functions for our app to work properly. So also the other way we can try is that as our emulators are running, so what we can do is we can go ahead and run the test script out here. Great. So again, the sign up is not implemented. So we are going to go start ahead with sign up and see what all needs to be done out here. Okay. So what it does is that it calls the sign up function, and that needs to be implemented out here for our sign up to work properly. And do we have any functions? Create user. Okay, great. So what we can do is create user auth and pass in our email and password. Once this is done, we can just simply return our create user whatever we get. So let's just go back and see if sign up works now. New man @gmail new 123. Okay, so something happened out here. You can see sign up not implemented, didn't come. Something c.ts and everything got implemented, and it worked for us, but it did not get redirected to the home page. Why did that happen? Because when we go and we can see that is there any redirect? Yes, there is a redirect function out here that we can. Okay, so here we can simply, instead of empty link, we can send the redirect to utility function out there. Now let's go and try to sign up a new user. Okay, so now it worked. We have landed on the expenses page. Great. So as you can see from the layout, it is the same functionality as the previous homework. The auth built on top of it, as well as the Firebase database, which is being used this time instead of the local database or the Cloudflare database that we use. It has the same expenses page. Then we have the add expense page and the total page. Everything else is same. We just have the Firebase built on top of it. So you need to work uh, on the other functionalities of this application so that you have the expenses being loaded up out here because we have certain expenses, but they are not getting imported here. And then you need to fix the add expense functionality and the total functionality. So how we can check that is now just let us run the test cases out there. NPM run test. Did we get some test cases running out here? Let's see. Okay, one passed. Which one did it pass? Okay, successful account creation and the redirect to expense list page. Okay, yes, that is the functionality working out here that when we signed up, we went to the expenses list page. So that functionality is working. Once you get it all running up, the other test cases should pass too. So let me just go ahead and fix all the code and see you how the whole running app should be. Welcome back to the application. So this is the correct application, running application. The same user is logged in, but you can see all the expenses that were seeded by the faker.js. Everything has been fetched out here. We can go ahead, edit these functionalities, save them, and it works. Delete them, or go ahead and add new expenses. Yeah, so everything works now. We can see the grand total out here. Go ahead, log out. And now, as every functionality is working, we can see that sign in and sign out functions are also working. So yeah, this is how your running application should be. And it is currently working on the emulators and as well as the test cases. But if you, as said in readme.md, if you set the wheat FP use emulators to 0, then your it should work against your Firebase console where you'll see that it works against this authentication. You can set up the authentication out here with get started and add user email and password. You can use this and also have your Firestore database out here where you just need to collect one, you need to create one collection out here. Rest the code will handle for you because we have the sub collections against every user. You do not need to create every sub collection, but the code will create for you. So this is how a real Firestore connection would happen if you set this to 0. So that's it for the project and happy coding. Bye.